All right, Attorney Burt Odelson, nobody better. Odelson, Murphy, Fraser, and McGrath. He knows from this city inside out because he has been around it and has done it forever. Counselor, nice to talk to you. How are you?
Hi, Steve. How are you this morning?
Nice to have you on.
Andrew?
Hey, Bert.
Great to be on.
All right, now you know this topic of ShotSpotter. I'm sure your head was hurting like mine was when this first came up. I don't care what a Northwestern professor says about the accuracy of it. I don't care if an occasional dumpster closing sets off ShotSpotter. What I do care about is the police who do the job every day say it's a necessary piece of technology. So, can the mayor shut this down, and what can the alderman do about it if he does?
Yeah, great question. It's a question on the tips of people who are jeopardized every day by shots going off. And, Steve, if you listened to your own newscast a minute ago, the lead story was shots fired, police responded.
Yep.
And, how do you think they got there? They got there because of ShotSpotter. The mayor needs to go back to school and to stay in his lane and remember what basic civic class taught us, that we have three branches of government: judicial, executive, and legislative. The legislature, which are the aldermen, make the laws, expend the money, levy taxes. The executive takes direction from the legislature, runs the government. He's the CEO of the government.
Exactly.
Just like the president, just like the governor, just like the county board president. He appoints department heads and others to help him run the government. So where does that take us? It takes us to the mayor appointing the superintendent of police, who has the expertise to run the police department, right? I mean, that's what he's there for.
So let him do it.
So the two superintendent says, this superintendent and the former superintendent say spot shotter helps police save lives. Mayor disagrees with the expert. You know what the mayor has? He has two choices: fire the superintendent and get a yes man in place, or listen to the guy you appointed, and not to the political supporters who do not have the expertise. Pretty simple.
Right.
Pretty simple.
Bert, last week, Alderman Moore threw a motion on the floor to receive data from the Chicago Police Department. I'm just curious how one votes against receiving more data.
Tell me.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it was 34-14. Sent a huge message. The message was there's 34 responsible aldermen who want to receive information and data, and there's 14 that want politics and political expediency. That's simple.
All right,
simple.
So Bert, the mayor, the power centralized in the mayor's office comes from Old Man Daley. It doesn't mean the rules have to stay that way. There's too much power in the mayor's office. I've said it for years. I said it to Rahm Emanuel. Rahm talked to me more than he talked to anybody. And I've said it to Lori Lightfoot, and I would say it to this mayor if he'd come on the show. So what can the city aldermen do to protect the residents with common sense when it comes to ShotSpotter and other things against a mayor making these blanket decisions?
How about their job? And how about what the Illinois Municipal Code and the Chicago City Code and the City of Chicago laws and the statutes tell the aldermen what they should do? And that is award contracts, expend money, take care of your ward.
Right, but when the mayor says, I'm going to Bigfoot this, what can the city do to stop him?
Just what they did a couple weeks ago. They can vote to get information, to award contracts. That's their job. It's not the mayor's job. So when the mayor says, I'm canceling the contract, that's the furthest from the truth. He doesn't cancel contracts. Neither does the city council. Contract's a contract. It expires itself. And this contract expires the end of September with a end of November phase out. And you know what, Steve? It's quietly, I mean, it costs $9 million a year to have ShotSpotter. Because of what happened in the mayor's office, it cost them $9 million more for 9 months.
Right.
It's unreal. What are the legalities of, if it does expire or before it expires, Bert, having each ward with ward funds or whatever it might be pay for a percentage of keeping it in their wards?
It's totally legal. It can be done just like the motion was done to get the data. A simple motion or an ordinance passed by the city council saying that the aldermen have the opportunity and the choice to have ShotSpotter in their ward. They don't have to pay for it from the ward. They pay for it from the city funds. They appropriate. That's their job.
All right, so run this game with me, okay?
Sure.
So the aldermen say, no, you're not. You don't have the power. You don't have the authority. We're keeping ShotSpotter. Contract expires. The aldermen say, we want to negotiate a new deal. The mayor says, I'm not going to do it. What happens then?
The head of police and fire and the head of budget and the head of technology, the committee chairman negotiate a deal with ShotSpotter or whoever else they want, bring it to the city council for a vote, either through an ordinance, a resolution, or a simple motion to extend or offer ShotSpotter a new contract under these terms. It's so simple to save lives. So simple.
But the aldermen have to stand up, and so do all of those in the decision-making positions have to stand up against the mayor. And politics are complex because everybody's got their own agenda. So what can the public do, whether you live in a city or work in a city, what can the public do to let people know we want this, we want the police to have this?
The public should contact their alderman. It will do no good to try to contact the mayor's office. You can't. You contact your alderman and let your alderman know that you want this in your community. Some communities don't want it or don't need it. Most communities do, and there are statistics. But back it up, Steve. Back it up. How about the data? We put a request in, not we, the chairman of police and fire has put a request into the superintendent to give us the data that you have, that the contract with ShotSpotter says that they have given the police. How about the data to show us how many lives this has saved?
Absolutely.
When you're bleeding, when you're bleeding out after you've been shot and no one calls 911, you only got one chance. That's the police answering ShotSpotter. That's it.
That's how
it's so simple.
It is so simple, and like you keep saying, and we keep saying, the officers say this is an excellent tool for helping them respond to crime. And in the less than 1% chances or opportunities where it's misalerting, you still have a squad car in the area. So worst case scenario, you still have police in your neighborhood keeping you safe.
That's absolutely correct. And how many lives has this saved because of what you just said, that the police car came into your neighborhood so that shooter either is caught or is gone. He's not continuing to shoot. He's not continuing to rob. It's a basic necessity now, and the fact that 14 aldermen don't want any information is appalling. I can't even believe it, even in Chicago.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, the fact that you could vote against it is insane. But the public needs to pay attention, needs to be engaged, and needs to care enough to say this is a big deal. And I believe the police when they say they need it.
Agree.
I was talking to Gary McCarthy, Burt.
Yes.
We talk quite often. And I said to Gary McCarthy when this went down, I said, well, this Northwestern professor and the head of COPA said a number of things. And the head of COPA said, if somebody's standing next to a shooter in the police uniform, it doesn't mean that policeman can also fire. And I said, it's insane. What's your thoughts on that? And McCarthy rightfully said, well, my thoughts are that individual's never been in a gunfight. It comes right back to where you started. Let the cops make the decisions that are best for protecting the rest of us.
How about going right up to the top again, Steve? We started this conversation. The superintendent, that's what he's picked for his expertise.
Exactly.
He's the best. How does the mayor or me or you or Andrea, how do we know any better than the superintendent when it comes to law enforcement? It's just it's appalling, and I'm going to do everything I can through the group I work for, Strategia, to gather the aldermen together to make this happen. We're not waiting till it expires and have
right.
We're working now, and the aldermen who are in charge of the major committees are very much in favor of keeping this.
Listen, you know how busy people are. And I know this is a billable hour, and I'm not paying you. But Burt, if you had someone in your firm just bang out a 2 or 3 line letter, put it on a website or someplace where listeners could grab it,
right,
and
sign
send it to their alderman, that would be really helpful. So let us know if you do that.
No, going to be done today.
All right.
Thank you, Burt.
And then I'll let you know. No, it's a life-saving opportunity for all of us to speak out, especially you guys on the radio, on the press. You got to speak out. That's what they. That's what they listen to.
Thank you, Burt. That was
all
awesome.
Right, Burt, well done, Burt Odelson. You can hear how much he cares about his city.
Absolutely. And if I could, I know we're going to go to traffic now. If you bring this all the way back to the very beginning, the reason that I heard one TV station say that the mayor doesn't want this because of the Toledo shooting, let's not forget that's how police were called to that area in the first place,
100%.
is that these 2 people, this isn't disputed, were shooting at passing cars.
Yes.
We're shooting at passing cars. What if, God forbid, there was a child in one of the cars that they were shooting at?
And as recently as yesterday, another one of these shootings, Nick,
5-year-old girl.
Another one of these shootings, Nick, were revealed to be exactly what the police should do, and COPA dropped any sort of investigation.
Yeah.
That's the part you don't hear about unless you're listening here